Arriving at La Linea della Concepción, it's not very easy. It is a sort of border town, and you have two alternatives, Malaga or Sevilla airport. As I did want to spend a couple of days in Sevilla, I arrived there and then took a bus over 4 hours. A valid alternative is BlaBlaCar. In that case, I had too many baggage with me. In La Linea della Concepción, I mounted the new autopilot that only worked once in all summer, and after a few days arrived Tammy, ready to go with me to the continent on the other side of the strait, Africa. Hello everybody, I'm in quarantine in my flat in Rome, so I cannot speak from my boat by myself, but I will speak from the couch. Before starting the story of the trip to Morocco of this episode, I would like to make a small introduction to this amazing. Morocco is a wonderful country and an amazing cruise. But I want to give you some small hints to ease your life. First thing to know as a yachtsman is keep in mind that you cannot enter or exit the country from the sea, from wherever you like. There are some entry ports that are authorized to give you permission to enter the country, all the others not. So, main port on the Atlantic side are Tanger, that is big amazing city, Rabat, that is the capital, and El Jadida, as far as I know. Huh? But I'm not sure if Essaouira is also an entry port. You can have a check. Unfortunately, I was in Tanger, in El Jadida, and in a small fishing port there is Asila. Wonderful. So when you enter or exit an entry port, you will have a stamp on your passport, an entry stamp and an exit stamp. And it has validity during a certain period of time, so that allows you to go also in not entry ports. When you arrive in a port that is not an entry port, you have to leave with the same crew that arrived. I tell you, personal experience, this may be a real problem. So if you enter in 3-person crew in Tangier, then you go to a port that is not an entry port, for example, Larachi, you can't have one that takes the plane from Larachi because you will not be allowed to exit then from Larachi with a person less. You will have Port Authority and Custom visit personally your boats in every port, in entrance and going out. You're not allowed to take with you weapons, drugs and drones, and the most forbidden is not necessarily the first. Another thing to keep in mind is that apart Tanja Marina, that is a very modern and well-built marina, all other harbors I saw, they have mainly ancient Portuguese harbors or fishing harbors, harbors in rivers. So you hardly have a good depth for your boat. So if your boat is more than 35 feet or doesn't have a lifting keel, if your boat have a beam over 1.80 meters, plan very carefully your trip here. We arrived in Tanger, that is an amazing city. The ancient Medina, the souk, the castle, all in very good shape. In Morocco, you can see all the different souls of a country very tied to his past, historical and religious, but that has full title to have his space in modern world. So in Tanger you will find the brand new Tanja Marina that is super equipped and well served, and I guess that can easily become in the future a real alternative to the expensive and hard to reach by plane harbors in Gibraltar and in La Linea della Concepción. In Tanger you can see people in traditional dress and people practicing jogging or yoga in the vast green areas. There are plenty of nice bars and restaurants. My favorite overall is the Salon Bleu, with its wonderful terrace and unique view. If you go there, get a tagine of chicken lemon. Amazing. We rented a taxi for one day and we visited Chefchaouen on the Reef Mountains. An amazing village, all blue, specialized in colors for fabrics. I read that in the 70s this was one of the favorite destinations for hippies and for painters. I guess I can imagine why. We left Tanger heading 30 miles south in Asila, a cozy fisherman village on the coast. Asila is only a fishing harbor, so it is not equipped for pleasure crafts. You have to arrive only with high tide. During the summer it is about 3 meters. With low tide you will probably touch the bottom at the entrance. Then you can stay at the main pier side mooring where they will tell you to be, or in the area in front of the entrance anchored, but I'm not sure there is always enough depth there. And I noticed that there is some swell sometimes. At the entrance, stay reasonably on the right side, entering. Better if you have some boat passing to show you the way. Usually they are very gentle. In Asila, the Medina is super nice. There are plenty of tourists from Morocco and from Spain. Years ago, the mayor opened the village to painters and artists, so there is a very animated cultural life. The restaurant you cannot miss is Casa Garcia. This is Spanish-owned and unites good Spanish cooking and good Moroccan cooking, good wines and Class A service. Antonio, the owner, lives here since decades and supervises personally everything. The fish market in Asila is every day a surprise. Sword fishes, marlin, tunas, lobsters, also sharks. You can buy the fish of the day at very good prices. Well, I am aware that for experienced North Atlantic or North European sailors, the tide is something usual to consider. But to me, a Mediterranean sailor, tide here without floating pontoons is something remarkable. I spent a few days in Asila, so I could enjoy the nice beaches around where you can go via regular taxi, collective taxi, or also by truck. Basically, the beaches around are Las Cuevas, Las Palomas, Ola de Hermes, Sidi Mugaid. Las Cuevas is very nice and well served, with chiringuitos and sunbeds all over. Sidi Mugaid Beach, near the polo ranch of the Hermes owner. Here you can spend an amazing day at Chemunir, with the wonderful beach with your waiter that will give you what you want. And in case you can also sleep in the cottages Chemunir rents. Angela, the partner of Gianluca, is an habitué here. So she came with the sons and rented a super fancy house right in the center of the Medina. A typical Moroccan home that reminds me of the typical ancient Rome homes, with a central open area, an open court that gives fresh air to all the rooms, also on the upper floor. I wish I could spend some time to relax here. In Morocco, you can buy everything at the market. Thousands of shops, mini shops, trucks, blankets on the ground,
people from all over, smells of spices and of every kind of food, cats, beggar. It's like a bombing to your senses. I love it. Another remarkable harbor for your cruise in Morocco is El Jadida. This is an entry port, and as most of the Moroccan ports is not equipped for pleasure craft, so you will have to stay anchored in the free space and to use the dinghy to go ashore. But this really deserves a visit. There is the ancient Portuguese fort right on the sea with the Medina inside. Amazing. The wide and colored market where you can buy everything. The entrance and the port are well protected. Well, what to tell? I loved Morocco. I would like to go back soon.